Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo here this morning for Kimetsu no Yaiba episode 13. Last time on Kimetsu no Yaiba, we've continued our battle against this mansion and its inhabitants. Found out some interesting things about Zenitsu and his seemingly superpowered sleep. Pretty neat, pretty interesting. Tanjiro had some cool, I'm gonna fight against all odds, and even if you hit me and knock me down, I'm gonna get back up type of thing. And that was cool. And so now we're going to continue the battle. I think pacing wise we probably finish this episode. That's my guess. But I don't know. He's getting the hang of the fight, getting the hang of the mechanics of the swapping rooms and stuff. So I have a feeling Tanjiro is going to be able to seal the deal this episode. I do hope we see more of Pig Boar Mask guy. Get some more detail and information on his character. Don't really know who he is at this point, besides being like gung-ho, super aggressive, all that stuff. But Nezuko's still outside. Lots of things going on. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I want to get right into it. Before we do, quick note, there is apparently a small video corruption at about 4 minutes and 38 seconds in the video file that I have. And I tried to download other video files and like mux the subtitles onto them, but the corruption issue seems to be across all of the files that I can find. And it might actually be on the original source files provided by the studio to the what do you call them? Distributors. So sorry about that. I don't know if that will screw up our timer. If so, it'll probably be like about a second, give or take, at around 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So just so you're aware, there will be a little weirdness at that moment. So either watch the picture-in-picture version with the video up there, which you can find in the description down there, or just beware of that if you're syncing up with your own timer-based version. Cool? Cool. So yeah, picture-in-picture version will be available in the description. Timer-based version will be on YouTube. It'll have discussion at the end and a beep-beep timer at the beginning, and that beep-beep timer will go right here. I see a big drummy boy. He's a drummy boy. That's what I love to hear from my shonen protagonists. It really is. Oh, my tea's over here. Tea, it's important. If you don't have tea, pause. Go grab tea. Tea is important. Mmm. That tastes kind of weird. Probably because it's left over from yesterday. I made too much yesterday. Yep, eyes closed throughout that. I wonder what that could be. For now. Uh, whoosh. Wait, doesn't gravity flip? No, it doesn't. Except for the drum guy. Oh! Did Zenitsu just make it outside, though? Ooh. It's an epic theme. Okay. Ow. Okay, there was our glitch, I think. Lost a couple of seconds there, so if you're syncing up, good luck. Sorry. Hmm. It's a really cool effect. Oh my god. Time for the drum solo. Who is that in his past telling him that? Oh. Shit. Fuck this guy. Hmm. And a shut-in, yeah. All feeding into his demonic form. Wait, so he was already a demon? That's a problem. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Ooh. Oh. He won't step on his notes. He won't step on his writing. Wait, what? Okay. He's seen through your moves. Okay. Wait, that's different. That's very different. Because it's intended to be turbulent, they used a different particle for it? Got it. Wow. Complimenting him as he defeats him. That's nuts. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. One last conversation with Kyodai. Some dying words. It's pretty good. I like Tanjiro's ethical stance. He's so straightforward. Okay. Mmm. How did it know to... Okay. Okay. Wait, how did it get into this labyrinth? They're inside a magical labyrinth right now, right? Whoa. Okay, never mind. That's how. I rescind everything. So it was just invisible until it meowed. So was it with them the whole time? Maybe. Not gonna think too much about it. Bye, dude. Yeah. It's very cool. Um... Taking down some notes that I can talk about them at the end. Found him. Yes. You guys didn't scout around for any loot? No investigation checks? Okay. Susie started saying both of them safe. Like, I don't know, but I don't know, dude. It's gonna be something silly. Well done, Zenitsu. Well done. That's what the... Okay, there's the title. Hmm. Weird, loud-sounding footsteps? This was right when he got kicked out of the building, right? Okay, before Tanjiro. So we catch up. Okay. Oh. There's the blood you smelled. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's what he was smelling. And he doesn't even know what it is. He just knows that it matters to his buddy. Yes, there is. Mmm. Mmm. It fits. Okay, Zenitsu. That's 2 for 2 for Zenitsu respect points. You did good, buddy. Dude, you are making Tanjiro very unhappy. Very, very unhappy. It's not what you wanted to say right now. He will kill you. He will kill you. And cut to end. Right? 2:15. Yep. Okay. Test your secret. Yes? Yes. Seems likely. I'm sure you will. Please. Just want to check something. Is wisteria the flower that's related to butterflies? No, it's the purple hanging flowers that they had around around the exam site. I think. The long bundles of purple flowers. Okay, cool. So a couple of interesting things happen in this episode that I want to touch on. One of them is that we're setting up the dynamic that I've been waiting for between Zenitsu, Borgai. I don't know if he's actually going to be called Mr. Impatient. I think that's just a nickname. I'm hoping he actually has like a name. But like at the moment when they turn and realize that Nezuko's awake, the argument between them breaks off, and it just becomes Hearts of Love from Zenitsu at first, and then those seem to carry over to Borgai. He doesn't seem to be just chasing Zenitsu. He seems to be going after Nezuko as well. Because that's sort of what I'm guessing is going to happen. Is that they're going to end up fighting over this box, not knowing what's inside it, and when they find out that it's a cute girl inside, they're going to both be interested. At the very least, Zenitsu will be. The Borgai, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's got a different type. Doesn't really matter. But, cool. So, that makes this whole scene, which is, I don't know, the last third of the episode, where we do the setup, we show our starting point, like what Tanjiro walks into. Borgai beating the crap out of Zenitsu as he, bloodied and beaten, clings to, wraps himself around Nezuko's box to protect it. And we get all of this inner monologue from Zenitsu about this situation and everything that's going on. We have the instant setup and conflict for this box, and we get again, I said it during the reaction, but this is 2 for 2 now for episodes showing me parts of Zenitsu that make me go, hell yeah, Zenitsu, you're cool. And in this case, it's that he recognizes that this thing, he doesn't know what it is important to Tanjiro. He knows that it's a demon because he can tell, he can hear it, but he still protects it because he knows that it's important to Tanjiro, and Tanjiro has just become important to him. So already we've got really strong bonds being created between our characters, and a willingness for our characters to put themselves into danger to help each other. And I think that's really important, and I think it's a really great way to express connection between our characters this early and this quickly. So that's really cool. That's really cool. And then I quite like the way that we move back to this moment where Tanjiro hops on in, realizes what's going on, and then eventually is ensconced into rage. So that was cool. Now let's take a step back a little bit and go to the sort of main event of this episode, which is the fight with Kyodai. First off, we get a name for this this demon, and there are a number of interesting things that happen here. The first is that, as I've said a number of times, this kind of statement from Tanjiro is the kind of stuff that I like to hear from my shonen protagonists. I love people sitting there going, yeah, you can beat me, you can hurt me, but I'm not gonna give up, even if I'm broken. I'll never give up, no matter what. Hell yeah. How do you not like that? How do you not get behind that? That's like, yeah, I want to be like Tanjiro. Good Tanjiro. Strong will. But then, another interesting thing that I quite like happens, which is that immediately after making those statements, he gets in over his head a little bit. Things start getting kind of crazy in this battle. He's against crazy supernatural forces that can flip the room around and send gigantic claws hurtling his way. And so he goes, it's not working. I gave myself this pep talk and it didn't work. It helped me get here, but spirit alone isn't going to get me anywhere. I've got to use my head. I've got to think. I've got to think. And this makes the perfect little combination of the things that I like in my shonen protagonists, which are, number one, the will to trudge forward unceasingly with spirit and dedication and drive and resolve and willpower and all these words that I like. But then also the idea that you can't just overcome everything by spirit and will and the power of friendship and happiness. It doesn't always work that way. So you've got to have a protagonist who's able to plan their way out of difficult encounters and difficult situations. And Tanjiro is exhibiting that trait. And through the writing, like, Tanjiro is able to do both because of the way it's written. And I've said before that I don't love the writing of Kimetsu no Yaiba, and I don't. But there are certain things in here that are really solid. Like some of the fundamentals of the shonen storytelling, the protagonist building, and the side character and side cast building, and the way that their relationships are being built up are just right. So like, whatever, it's hit or miss on the writing sometimes. I don't think that the author of Kimetsu is a very good comedic writer. And I don't know if they're the best at like world building stuff. And I don't think they're a great artist. But they've nailed some character traits that make me give a damn about Tanjiro, and that's enough to carry a story and carry me through watching it. Absolutely. And I think that it's going to just get better from there as we get more characters added into the cast, and the characters that we've just been introduced to continue to bounce off of each other and change each other in interesting ways. Now, something that I've mentioned about Tanjiro a couple of times is that I've been getting the feeling as we go along, and I think that this episode really solidly confirms it, that Tanjiro is going to be a flat character, that he's not going to undergo any significant change over the course of this series. And I could be wrong. I would be happy to be wrong, but I think he's a very well-written and effective flat character because he's a true idealist with the willpower and the like mental faculties and skill and ability to create combo attacks and think his way out of combat situations. He's got that. Where was I going with this? I was going somewhere with this, and I forgot where I was going with it. Oh, flat character, right. So, what characters have change occur to them in this episode? That's a rhetorical question that I just want to pose, and I want you to think about. What characters change in this episode? Does Tanjiro change? I don't think so. I don't think he comes to any new realizations or anything like that. Even the moment where he's like, spirit and will won't be enough, I have to think my way through it. He's been doing that the whole time, right? All the way through. He's always been having to do both. What characters change? Does Zenitsu change? Not really. We see a different side of his character, where we explore more of who he is, and we show his willingness to help protect the Nezuko box, which is interesting, but it's not actually a change in his character. He doesn't have any realization or learn any lesson. Bourguy certainly doesn't. He might soon, but he hasn't at this point. What characters change in this episode? I think Kyogai. I think Kyogai is the only character that has any kind of realization or anything. And maybe not even, really. Maybe it's just telling a story about the antagonist. But the way that I see it, Tanjiro makes a connection with each of the people that he fights, and he does it on a level that they're not expecting, a level that sort of transcends the combat a little bit. He recognizes what the enemy holds dear and respects it. That's the line that I came up with for this. Tanjiro recognizes what the enemy holds dear and respects it. In this case, it's the writing. Now, he doesn't have any reason to realize this, but just the way that Tanjiro is as a character leads him to act in certain ways that lead him to, well, to not stepping on this demon's papers. But it's more than that. There's theme and symbolism here. The way that scene is played out, the flashback scene where we see Kyogai like kneeling, distraught, with this faceless guy in a robe telling him that his writing is trash and he'll never amount to anything as a writer, that he should just play his drums. And it's a little bit of a confusing scene. It's a little bit confused because he already has a drum embedded in his stomach and seems to already be a demon while he's trying to write, which is a little bit weird to me. I don't quite get that. But minus that, the scene seemed to be saying, like, tearing apart the things that people care about can be like the catalyst for making them demonic or making them worse. And so Tanjiro exhibits the opposite of that. He cares about the things that people care about and goes out of his way to try and respect them. And I think that it is positioned as the reason that he wins this battle. I don't think it's actually like the reason he wins this fight. He wins this fight because he has to. from a writing perspective, but the way that it's portrayed is as though his compassion is his strength, is his way of winning the battle. And that's pretty cool, I think. Yeah, so we get this little story arc of sorts / a little bit of sympathy for the fallen. A feeling like we understand where this demon was coming from, and that in a way, by ending his existence, Tanjiro is putting him to rest, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. There's something to that. So, what else? What else do I want to talk about? Oh, okay. I just briefly want to touch on the new water effects, which look worse, in my opinion. These are CG water with filters applied to them that almost look like an oilification and cartoonification filter applied to these CG splashes of liquid, and it looks kind of messy. And maybe they're going for something with like he says something about turbulent, right? This is the turbulent water, splashing water flow. And so they didn't want to make the water look the same smooth 2D clean line cartoons that they have before. They wanted it to look stylistically different. I wonder if that's something that was done in the manga that has a different style to it. I'm going to find out. I'll just cut to where I find out. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it is definitely a very different style with this very turbulent appearance to it. So they tried to capture that as well as they could using the CG stuff. I don't know, I think it works. I do certainly prefer the 2D stylized water stuff. Just personally. But that's just me. It's, you know, just preference. Anywho, a little bit confused by this invisible cat. No idea where that came from. There's some great visuals, like this demon's head vanishing into smoke as he weeps in a puddle of his own blood. Pretty awesome. Really striking scene. Okay, well, that's going to be about it for me. I'm going to wrap it up. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Kimetsu. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.